Hello, good evening, and thank you for joining me on another Saturday on Your Family Lawyers. It is I, Alright Egbe, your favorite family and divorce lawyer. Interestingly, I'm also a counselor psychologist. Okay, now on Your Family Lawyer, what I do from time to time is to see how to educate you on family law matters, right? That's just the primary goal to see how I can educate you on family law matters so that the things that I share here do not in any way amount to professional counsel. It is simply just for orientation, education, and orientation purposes so that you don't take this information and think that, oh, this is what it is, right? And just run with it. So if you need family law, counsel, and the rest, I suggest that you speak with a family law lawyer. All right. So thank you once again for joining. Today, I want to answer the most important question when it comes to custody matters, right? So when it comes to custody matters, there are questions that are very important that you should take into consideration, especially when it comes to access of the child. Now, because custody includes many things, it includes who is the person that will be in charge of, that will be the physical custody of the child, access to the child, the welfare of the child, and all of that. Generally, when we are doing custody matters, what is most important, the paramount thing that is most important in custody matters happens to be the interest of the child. So the interest of the child is what is superior, is what is more important than any other thing. In fact, we have judgments that say that you cannot use custody of the child to punish a party on a relationship. So if a relationship failed, if a marriage ended and the rest, you cannot try to use custody to try to punish the other person, right? So the law does not accept that in any way. It's not available, right? So the most important question when it comes to custody of children, and this time when it comes to access to the child, is if this particular person that wants access to this child is the biological parent, right? Biological parent, the legal parent to this child. See, once that person is the legal parent, is a legal parent of that child, biologically or by custody or by some other lawful means, you cannot fight the access. Don't. I usually tell people don't bother fighting access, right? Because you are most likely not going to get it. You are most likely not going to win, right? You may want to fight for restricted assets, access, controlled access, right? You may want to fight for welfare, fight for other things, but that you want to fight the access, it may not work. And the reason is simple. Now, every child has a right to a relationship with the other parent. So it's the right of the child. Not even we are not looking at it from the right of the parent, but first of all, the right of the child. So every child has the right of relationship with both parents. So if you are denying one person access, you are actually denying that child the child's right, right? Now, two, the parent itself has a right to a relationship with his own child, his biological child, his legal child. So I will usually ask, unless you come into court and you say this person is not the father, I don't believe this person is the father. But if this person is truly the father, if this person is truly the mother, then there's no way you are most likely going to win. Like you may come up and say, "Oh, we want it to be the access to be regulated, to be monitored, to be controlled, and the rest." But to just say you don't want it at all, you don't want it completely, it is something you are most likely not going to be able to get. You are most likely not going to be able to get it, right? Then you also want to ask yourself, like, can it ever be in the interest of a child for that child's mother not to be in the child's life? Can it ever be in the interest of a child for the child's father not to be in the child's life? Right? That is one big question you will find very difficult to prove, because now we are looking at the child. We are not looking at the parents. We are looking at the child. What is actually before the court is the child and the interest of the child. So if you know someone that is having any custody battles and you know someone that wants to do any custody battles, always ask them this first question. Who is this other person the biological parent of the child? And do you have grounds to actually show why you don't want this person to be in the life of the child? Right? It is not necessarily how this person treated you, in the course of the marriage, or how this person treated you in the course of the pregnancy and all of that. The question is that right now this child is here. Do you have sufficient reason to show why this person should not be in the life of this child? It is I, alright, Eigbe, your favorite family lawyer and counseling psychologist. Follow me, subscribe to this, and ensure that for any time you see my videos, you watch it because you'll be learning something. You rock.